Alright, I am currently on the cut right now. I am weighing about 195 pounds. I want to go from like kind of the 4 pack that I have right now to a 6 pack by the time my birthday rolls around in June. So that's my current goal. And because of that, in light of that, I want to make this video giving you 8 cutting tips that could be kind of grouped into like 5 to 8 cutting tips to help you get shredded for the summer if that's your goal, or you just want a little bit more education on cutting. This is just what's worked for me. There's lots of great content out there, and let us begin. The first one is a gallon of water per day. Now, if you are an athlete of any kind, whether you're just in the gym, you play a sport, whatever it is, that gallon of water is going to be super important regardless of whether or not you're cutting. Adding electrolytes is super good too, because you don't want to dehydrate yourself by just drinking too much water without the proper potassium and sodium that you need. However, that gallon of water is not only going to help keep you more satiated and more full. If you take creatine, which you probably should be taking, just if you're any athlete or just for health, because it has so many benefits, that gallon of water is super important to keep you hydrated, because creatine pulls water into your muscles. So multiple reasons to drink that gallon of water per day. The other thing too is it helps with bloating. So if you struggle with like facial bloating or like puffy face in the morning, or bloating around your stomach after meals and stuff like that, that gallon of water is going to really help with bloating. So that's the first step on the cut. The second step is to track your calories, and this one's pretty basic. You want to eat about 500 calories below your maintenance. You can go a little less. I would say go a little more. That's what I found, because then if you accidentally do eat too many calories, you give yourself a little bit more room, a little bit more leeway. If you're an advanced lifter, you probably don't even need to be tracking calories, because you kind of just generally have a sense of what's good and not good to put in your body. You have a general sense of your caloric needs. I know there's some advanced lifters who don't track calories and they're fine and they know how to cut and how to bulk without doing that. However, if you're like me, tracking calories is super helpful. I was going to 7-Eleven after every hockey game that I played, and I was getting like this one like Gatorade drink and this like protein cookie, and I was like, all right, this is perfect. I'm getting my like carbs and electrolytes back, and I'm getting my protein back. And what I didn't realize is that cookie had like close to 500 calories in it, which was a lot for just like something that's like about that big, about the size of like my fist. That's a lot of calories in one thing. And so I think a lot of people, when they start cutting, they struggle with hunger. But really, if you're cutting properly, you shouldn't be struggling with hunger that much at all. If anything, I mean, I know like people who cut like very severely, like Chris Bumstead, or these people are doing bodybuilding competitions and getting to like 4% body fat. Yeah, you're going to be hungry. Like that is just pretty unhealthy for your body, but they're doing it for the show. They're doing it for the sport. So that makes sense. But if you're just trying to get to like 8 to 12% body fat, like pretty lean, you should not be starving all the time. If you're eating 500 below maintenance, but you're still eating high protein, whole foods, good meals, things that are going to satiate you, high volume, lots of fruits and vegetables, getting your micronutrients in, you're going to be just fine. And part of understanding that balance is beginning to track calories, because maybe your favorite lunch spot where you're going to grab a sandwich every day, you had no idea that sandwich was like 1,000 calories. In your mind, it was like 500. And now you realize like, oh my God, that's why I'm not shredded. So track your calories, and then you're going to quickly figure out what foods are helping you reach your goals, right? Like what foods are low calorie, high protein, high volume, and what foods are not. So that's very helpful. The next step is after every single lift, and I recommend adding in other cardio forms as well, but after every single lift, do incline walking on the treadmill. Put it to like 10 to 12 incline, 3 to like 3.3 speed on the treadmill, and just walk for 20 minutes. That will burn about 200 calories, but it also just feels really good. It's a good cool down after your lift. Helps move the lactic acid that you've kind of built up in the muscles after tearing them down. Keeps your heart rate between like 120 and 140, so you get a good sweat in. So it feels really good. It's also really easy to burn 200 calories just walking. Like it's not like as easy as normal walking, as you're walking on an incline, but like pretty easy to just get a quick 200 calories in. And what I do is after my lift, when I'm kind of just like tired and stuff like that, hop on the treadmill, throw on an episode of Modern Family. That's what I do. Each episode's 20 minutes, so I know that when the episode's up, my 20 minutes is up. And like something I would have done anyways, just lying in my bed watching a TV show, I now just burn an extra 200 calories for like 20 minutes worth of effort after my lift. And I can still be in and out of the gym, lifting, stretching, and doing that cardio and hitting the sauna in under 2 hours. So do the incline walking, add in all other forms of cardio too, like do a morning run. If you like to run, do biking, swimming, hiking, play a sport. I play hockey multiple times a week. But as a mandatory, no matter how many times you're in the gym, if you're trying to cut, just do that incline walk. One episode of your favorite TV show. If you're really getting into it, what I find is like sometimes I'm getting into the TV show and I don't even want to go hit the sauna yet. I'm like, dang, what's going to happen next? And I throw in another episode. I got 40 minutes. I got 400 calories in burned just from walking. And it's a cool down and it just feels good. It feels good to get that sweat out, to get your heart rate to that zone. You feel more relaxed after the workout, more relaxed after the gym. So that's my next piece of advice. Do the incline walking. You'll probably see a lot of other fitness people talking about the incline walking, but it's because it works. It's probably the easiest way to burn the most calories in the shortest period of time. The next thing is don't kill yourself and don't rush the cut. I see some people who cut and they go right to like 1,500 calories. And it's like, man, if you're anywhere close to 5'9" or 8 or something like that, even less, like 1,500, 1,300, 1,200 calories, that is way too low. If you are pushing yourself in the gym, if you are doing the incline walking, if you are playing a sport or whatever you're doing to stay fit, that is probably too low for you, especially as a guy. It might be different for girls out there who are watching this, but as a guy, that is probably too low. 300 to 500 calories below maintenance, and trust that number. I think people, they hop on the cut and they go for a week and they don't lose any weight on the scale, which could be for any number of factors. It could be water weight, could just be meal timing whenever they last ate, but trust the process. Don't kill yourself. You don't want to be starving, hungry. You don't want to lose all your muscle mass, all your gains. You don't want to do that. The cut shouldn't be this like thing where you're just plummeting your testosterone and just starving yourself. It's just a slight adjustment. You're just eating a little bit less calories than you would normally eat, and you're still training and you still should feel good most of the time. Maybe towards the end of the cut, you have to like push through it a little bit, but it's worth it. And you want to make sure that you're enjoying the journey. So don't kill yourself. Trust the journey. Trust the process. Try like 300 below maintenance or 500 below maintenance. And then if you're still not seeing progress, lower it down a little bit. The next thing is, sorry, I wrote this down. Do you actually need to cut? So I see a lot of guys who they don't have a lot of muscle mass yet, but they still don't have the abs that they want. And so they think that they should cut. And what I would actually recommend for those guys who kind of have like a 2-pack or a 4-pack and they don't have a lot of muscle is don't go on the cut to get that 6-pack. Your physique is going to look way better and you're going to make it way easier to cut if you build muscle. The more muscle you have, the faster your metabolism is, the more food you can eat, the more food your body needs to maintain that muscle mass. And people have this idea that muscle mass will just wither away once you go on a cut. It won't. Once your body does the hard work of packing on muscle, it likes to keep that muscle mass around. It allows you to have more mitochondria in your body, literally, the powerhouse of the cell, more mitochondria, healthier overall for your skeletal system, for everything. And so your body's not just going to wither away if you start the cut. So if you don't have a lot of muscle mass, I actually recommend a lean bulk. Eating like a little bit more than maintenance and eating healthy foods, healthy meals, high protein meals. And you don't have to do less cardio. You can still do your cardio, and you'll actually find that that does more for your physique than cutting. Because I see some dudes cut and then they get like this kind of little dainty like 6-pack abs, but they got like no muscle anywhere else. And the more muscle you have, the better your physique is going to look, and the better your whole body is going to function. Your metabolism will function better. You'll be stronger. That muscle won't want to go away once you have it. So that's what I recommend. Do you actually need to cut? If you're somewhere around, even in the general range of like 5'7" to 6 feet tall, even like 6'2", and you are below 170, 60 pounds, maybe like 160 pounds, I don't recommend a cut. You should probably lean bulk first, and then cut. Progress takes time. Enjoy the journey. It'll do a lot for your physique. The next thing is mindset, which is, I think a lot of people, they get so attached to the end destination of cutting. Oh, I just can't wait till I'm shredded. Then I'll feel so confident. I can't wait till this or that, or until I gain more muscle. Don't do that. Enjoy your life. If you got a date, go get an ice cream cone. If you are hanging out with family and, grandma makes cookies, eat a cookie or two. It's not going to kill you. Enjoy your life. The gym and aesthetics, or whatever you're training for, athletics, it's meant to add to your life, not to take away from your life. It's not meant to consume your life entirely. It's meant to be something that supports all other arenas of your life. For me, my main thing that I do, even though I talk a lot about fitness, is not fitness. I love to write. I love to read. I love to learn. I love to do other things. I love storytelling. I took an acting class last semester. I love movies. I love TV shows. There's so many other things that I enjoy in life. Fitness is meant to support the rest of your life, not consume your life. So if you feel like cutting is consuming your mind, the idea of being shredded is consuming your mind, or your physique is consuming your mind, let that go a little bit. Relax. It's going to be okay. As long as you are drinking that gallon of water, doing a little bit of cardio, setting healthy calorie goals, eating high protein meals, you're going to be just fine. You're going to be absolutely fine. You don't need to stress out. You're going to learn along the way. And that's the cool part, is you're going to learn. You're going to learn. I think people underestimate that. There really is no failure except for stopping. Because let's say you start the cut and you end up gaining a little bit of weight, and you're like, what the heck happened? Like, I started the cut, I'm gaining weight, what's going on? That's going to teach you something about yourself. So then in the future, down the road, later on in your journey, you're going to know not to make those same mistakes. And so everything is there for you to learn from, and it should be enjoyed. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your life. Do the things that you love to do. That matters quite a lot. So that's number 6, is mindset. The next thing is carb timing, meal timing. So when you want to place like your kind of carbiest meals, if you're getting like a Chipotle bowl with like a lot of rice, like a big dense body of carbs, close to your lift. When you're cutting, you're going to have a little bit less of that kind of fullness in your muscles, a little bit less of that kind of full-on size. So you want to make sure that when you're lifting, you have both, you time your highest carb meal somewhat close to before or after your lift, especially before, and have like a little carb snack right before you lift. Now, some people don't do this on the cut, but even just having like a banana on like a piece of sourdough toast with like a little bit of like peanut butter powder, even a little bit of peanut butter. It's not like the most like cutting friendly meal in general. It's going to help your lifting performance so much. Don't neglect carbs just because you're cutting. You don't need to just drink Fairlife protein shakes all day throughout the whole day. You don't need meals with 100 grams of protein in them. Protein's very important. It keeps you full. It keeps you satiated. So it's important to prioritize on the cut, but you still need a little bit of carbs. Those carbs are going to help you. They're going to fuel your workouts. You're going to feel better. And the last thing, which I kind of already talked about, so that's number 7, carb timing, meal timing. The last thing, though, is enjoy the journey. Don't see cutting as just a destination. See it as another kind of mini cycle in the ongoing, never-ending journey of living a happy, healthy, and wealthy life. Cutting is temporary. You're going to cut, you're going to bulk, you're going to have periods of maintaining, you're going to have times where maybe you're taking a gap year or a semester abroad and you're outside of the gym a little bit. And then maybe you have a period of time where you're super into the gym and you're back in the gym 6-7 days a week. Try to see your fitness journey from a higher perspective. Zoom out and see that this is an ongoing process. It's an ongoing journey. It's not going to end. You're always going to want to be taking care of your health. And so relax, enjoy the journey. What I actually find when I'm cutting is that not that I'm like missing food or getting super hungry. What I usually feel at first, I feel really good. I kind of wake up, look in the mirror, I'm looking a little leaner. I feel less bloated after meals because I just have less food in my stomach in general. You actually will feel pretty good. So that's super important. Discipline and staying motivated is important too. Whenever I'm feeling pulled to eat something that I probably shouldn't, I want to eat a donut or something like that, and it's not like the right time to eat that donut. It's not with friends or family. It's just some like stupid 7-Eleven donut, and I'm just hungry because I've been on the cut a little bit. Go on Instagram, go on TikTok, look at like a David Lade edit. Look at like a Chris Bumstead edit. Look at an athlete edit of like an athlete that you look up to. Look at someone and be like, all right, that's what I'm doing it for. Maybe not to look exactly like them, but it's so easy when we feel motivated in the gym and like the music's blaring and like, you just hit a good set to be like, oh, I'm staying on this. But you also got to account for the other hours that you're outside of the gym. You're not thinking about your health and your fitness so much. It's important to have like a little tool or a little technique to just stay grounded in the process, to enjoy the journey. And so what I do, again, is like if I'm ever feeling off or I'm like, do I really want to continue the cut or whatever like that, look at a little David Lade edit. Look at a quick edit. Look at a quick motivational video. Something to just kind of spark the juices a little bit. Be like, oh, yeah, right. That's why I'm doing this. So anyways, those are some cutting tips. I got some more. Maybe I'll post some more. But good luck to you if you're cutting for the summer. If you're not, if you're bulking, good luck to you as well. And good luck to you in general. Even if you're not cutting or bulking or you have no idea what those terms or phrases mean, make sure that you're taking care of your health, and hopefully you learn something from this video. Thank you.